Kyle, you know, this takes me back a long time. This was the very first saltwater Ranger flats boat that we ever built. This is a 191 Cayman. And this was one of my favorite boats. This thing was fast, it poled easy for a big boat. It ran. The thing is 65, 66 miles an hour all day long in a heavy chop.
Excellent running boat. As you know, as you fish with me, you gotta be in comfort.
Yeah.
So when you look at a flats boat, this boat, when I found this boat many years ago, this boat was everything you wanted in a flats boat, like you said. And also you could run calm, rough, whatever you need to do. You're gonna stay dry, and it was a good fishing boat.
They're awesome. You know, 39 years of this boat company, I've seen a lot of changes, and this particular boat was one of our favorite tournament boats back in the day. And what's really cool about this, you've done so many great things to it. The rod racks on the side. You've put in SeaDek, which is a huge deal for me because it's comfort, it's padding.
It's good on your back, good on your feet. You can fish without shoes if you want to.
And the thing that's really cool about this boat, now this boat's rig is rated for 200, but it performs great.
Performs great with the 150. No, I love this 150. So basically what I've done over this boat in the last, say 8 to 9 years is I have gone from the back, kind of like restoring an old car.
Right.
And this is my favorite boat. I've had it forever. So I've gone, I'd love to show you, Ray, what I've done.
Please do.
With this boat, and from the back forward to make it what I believe is a priceless boat. Like you can't be replaced. So I start, you know, obviously we started with a new Pro XS. I actually had run a 2-stroke Pro XS 150 on it before the new 4-stroke come out. But once you run the Mercury 4-stroke, you gotta have it.
Game changer.
It's a game changer. This boat is super, super quiet. When we run, plenty of torque with the 150. It is, you know, we could run a 200 on it, but I don't see the benefit as much as maybe others would, but I love this 150. It's a 4-cylinder, can run all day, up and down, idle for a long time. We fish a lot of current inlets, so we do a lot of idling as we're drifting. This motor, we can leave it on 8 hours at a time. Sips the fuel.
Power to weight ratio, that engine is amazing.
It's amazing.
There's guys that are running 22, 23-foot bay boats with that engine.
Oh yeah, all day long. Buddy of mine just got one. He brought it over and it had that engine on it. He said, I said, that thing will be 100% fine. Got to have the power poles.
Oh man.
Can't fish without the power poles.
You got blades on here.
I got blades, red blades to match everything. Power poles, best in the business, nowhere even close. I use these when I go fishing all the time.
Here's a common theme with you. You're with the best companies in the industry, and it's because of their dedication to service that I believe. You know, you can come to market with a great product, but if you don't have the service to back it up.
Power pole has got a process. First of all, you can call, they're always going to answer. Second of all, they have an app that if your stuff is acting funny, you can download it up and down, email it to them, and within hours they send it back telling you how to fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's service in of itself. I don't even, and a lot of times something I did wrong. Hey, you don't have it hooked up right, or you got, not enough power, things like that. Do all of that, and you get your answer back. From the back, obviously, you gotta have a good jack plate. I run the Atlas jack plate, does a good job for me. I shallow water fish a lot, so you're able to do that, with that.
Kyle, there's so many things I like about this boat. First of all, port, starboard, massive storage lockers.
Massive.
Two of them. On the back deck.
And what I've done, Ray, with this boat is, this is my bait well, and that's a big release well.
That's perfect.
So we fish redfish, snook tournaments. We got to keep a 32-inch snook alive, a big trout. You got that. The middle well is meant for bait. It's more circular, so I can keep, 2, 3, we fish slam tournaments, 2 or 3 fish alive in this. If you're fishing bait that day, if not.
Now you don't want to mix those fish with your bait.
Don't want to mix the fish together, or if you're just, snook fishing for fair. We do that a lot. We might bait fish or do whatever. We're able to keep them alive in that. And this boat, that is not offered a lot in our typical intercoastal or things like that. So I've got a boat that can run
A lot
rough
of
water.
versatility.
A lot of versatility.
You know, a lot of people are probably saying, you know, so far so good, but where's the seating at? And here's the beauty of this 191 Cayman. You've got a huge unobstructed rear deck, and then this folds up for a seat.
Yeah.
That,
So you can put it, you know, we got a seat. I've got a seat. I keep it off depending on what I'm doing. I make it removable. Put it in. You can run it sitting that way or not. I went to lithiums this year.
let's talk about the lithium technology, because just to start with, one of the greatest selling points is how much less weight you're dealing with over an AGM or a lead acid battery. So this battery right here, 12 volt battery, that's a group 27, I guess. What do you suppose that weighs?
About 13 to 16 pounds.
And typical AGM battery lead acid is going to be 60, 70
60,
pounds.
70, 80 pounds for the big ones. So what I've also, one thing I didn't mention is I do from time to time between tournaments or between boats, I may fish a bass tournament in this boat. So I've got to have 36 volts for my trolling motor. So before I went to lithiums, I had 4 batteries across there at just to average, let's say 60 pounds.
It's like having
240 pounds. I eliminated 200 pounds out
whole
of the boat.
person.
Whole person out of the boat just by making that.
Now, I know you've got another really cool feature underneath there that you can't see real good, but you've got the power pole charge.
So the power pole charge, that's why I run one 36 volt battery, one 12. The charge interacts between the two of them. So if I ever need juice in the 12, it takes it from the 36 to 12. If I ever needed a little bit for the 36, it takes it that way.
And this is why your big motor is running off of the...
That's correct. Yeah.
Right.
So my big motor's running. So as I crank them up, now the thing about lithiums, as opposed to lead acids, is they can take way more from the alternator. So I can put 35 amps at a time into them. So 100 amp hour at 35 amps from a dead battery, in a couple hours, I'm full charge.
That's amazing.
Where when you come home, plug it in on a standard charger, it's going to take, you know, much hours.
Hours and hours.
Hours.
Got it laid out nice. Now, on the console, you've got the latest Garmin electronics. And this is something that is really exciting to me, because even though I'm predominantly a saltwater fisherman now, we catch a lot of fish with electronics. You know, there's down scan, down vision, down scope, side, but Garmin has a frontal approach where you don't have to run the fish over, you see them as you're going along.
That's correct.
And I think it's unique in the industry.
It is unique, and these units will interact together, and you know, it's called Live Scope. And last year, you know, and I think you can see in today's, everybody's starting to want to use this product. It's really, really neat. Hooks right to your trolling motor. I don't have it installed yet with this remodel. It's the last thing I have to do. Coming soon, but the Garmin, it's incredible, the technology. You know, I got to go out there and spend some time last year with the engineers and people that do it, and if you're not with Garmin, I think you're going backwards. They are committed to every step of the way of taking you to the next way.
Our good friend Bernie Schultz told me, he was with a competitor last year, and he said, Ray, I'm going to Garmin because I'm fishing for like 40 or 50th place by not having those electronics.
You can't keep up.
And the elites just went through New York, St. Clair, this and that, and he's doing so much better, and a lot of it's got to do with those no electronics.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last year's Cup, I was able to look out in front of me, pick out the brush, see that it had fish on it, throw a worm over to it.
How you doing? Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh my gosh. There's 2. That's two 3-pounders. Don't come off. Don't come off. Don't come off. Don't come off. Woo! Woo! Yeah! That changes the game in 5 minutes, doesn't it? Woo!
You got eyes in the water.
I'm thinking
Really, really
about
neat.
how exciting it's going to be when I approach an offshore wreck, a reef, submerged rocks. You know, you pull up to it, it's going to tell you, you can run a waypoint out there and tell exactly how far
you are.
that spot is, and don't have to drive over the top of that structure And
If you know it's there, you can pull up, scan it, know how many, know there's
See
fish
what's
there.
there.
I think there's a lot more technology just than bass fishing, because I love to fish saltwater as well. I think about the grouper fishing, the shallow water grouper fishing. I've used it for snook fishing already. You can pull up to an area, scan
a
dock, a bridge, anything like that. Instead, you pull up to a bridge, there's 40 pilings. Within less than 30 minutes, I can eliminate 39 of them and say, okay, the big school of fish is right there. Where back in the past, I may have to fish all 40. Well, the tournament's 8 hours. So I may be able to take a snook tournament down now from 8 hours as the fish move throughout the day and just find them right there. And it's not worth casting until you see them.
Well, I can tell you that side sonar is cool.
Awesome.
Down sonar is cool. But this is the only company that has state-of-the-art forward-seeking sonar. And I'm thinking about tarpon fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Permit fishing. It's going to be just a game changer.
It's a game changer. And I tell you what else, with the troll, so you mount that on the trolling motor, but look at the product of the trolling motor. No wires hanging all over the place.
Now this is the new Garmin
Force trolling motor.
Force. So I've been in this business a while. I've seen some trolling motors. The first thing that you notice is how robust it is. Second of all, cables. Getting cables out of the way of the actual mechanism deployed, retracted, has always been a pain because you had to watch where the cables were so you didn't pinch them. They've got a dedicated track on the side. The rigging is unbelievable clean.
Everything is tight. You no longer have a thing coming over covering your depth finder. None of that stuff. It's all wireless. And we spent some time at Garmin and we were able to ask.
Wireless. Your foot pedal's wireless.
Wireless.
Goes
no
anywhere
wires.
in the boat.
Anywhere in the boat. So if I want to stand back there and do something and run the boat while two people fish, I can sit in a chair and run it right there.
And this is robust.
Very robust. Very robust. I take it down when I go running. I may stand over here. If I'm fishing down that bank, I may just move it a little bit to that and run it. But what's really neat is the wireless, and it is state of the art, exactly where you want it. So as I push down, I want to move it right. It goes perfect right. Move it left, plenty of power. I get in the big grass like me and you fish today. Get in grass, this thing will blow it off.
Here's something else I've noticed, okay? On the bottom back here, you've got a small skeg, and all of your transducer is built right into the bottom of the foot.
Yes, this is an actual side scan transducer.
That's a side scan transducer.
So I can put it on my screen, go down a bank. Not only am I seeing in front of me, I can see below me, and now I can see the sides of me. So if I look out and 60 feet from now there's a rock, I can spin this trolling motor around, look at it from the front and say, ooh, look at there's some fish. I can throw it right over
there. Yeah, and it's bow mounted. It's not on the transit.
No.
So it's real time.
Real time, right in front of you.
And it's so sleek, so if grass gets out there, it's going to come right off of it.
No problem at all. They know we break a lot of skegs.
Replaceable.
Replaceable. 2 minutes. 4 screws, boom, put a new one on so we can fish shallow. We like to catch fish, so we're going to go where the fish are. So go shallow, intuitive. Bang it up, but they have really revolutionized trolling motor. This is a 2436. So a lot of guys that still are running 3 batteries, if one battery goes bad, you can run it on 24 all day long.
That's pretty amazing.
Brushless motor.
Brushless.
Ray, I can't even get my batteries to go low. I can't even get them to go low. You come back, you plug them in. I fished a tournament. I practiced for 3 days without charging my batteries, and I came in. It took 8 minutes to charge the trolling motor battery with a charge type system in there.
The Garmin technology is amazing, buddy.
It really is. It really is.
Well, I appreciate you spending time with me. This boat is a classic. It's one of my favorites.
I hope to never get rid of it.
Yeah.
Have it for years to come.
Something to pass on to your boys.
It is, and my boys have used this a lot. It's been a good family boat. I took the whole family out of it the other day. So.
Pretty awesome. All right, man.
Thank you, Ray.
Cool deal.